This meeting is being recorded.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. Back with the man, myth, the legend, Taylor from Life Goal Investments. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, but my wardrobe is never as great as yours. That shirt is awesome.
Yeah, dude. If you want to know, it's Robert Graham limited edition. It's numbered out of 300, so it's not a cheap shirt, but it is without question my favorite shirt. It's what I call my happy shirt.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I need my happy shirt is all black all day,
all time. Dude, get some
You know
color
what it
in
is?
your life.
But yeah, we'll get to what we're actually here to talk about. But you've probably heard this other places, but like I sit down, I put this shirt on, I work. Like that's, you don't have to think about what am I going to wear today? It's just this. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. No, I like color. I like to smile. Color makes me happy. So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, here we go. Well, hey, you had a post, folks. If you're not following Life Goal Investments on Instagram, you're doing yourself a disservice. Lots of great information. And I think it was Saturday, you put out a post where you were hot. I have not seen you this hot before about a Tony Robbins, I don't know, message or video or whatnot. So tell us what it was. Tell us what you got so hot. And I'm just going to jump on this button a few times to see how riled up I can get you.
So this had been a little while coming, and it's this post that's bad, and I'll tell you why it's bad, but there are also just other posts that have been just grinding my gears, a massive pet peeve that I think is a huge disservice to investors alike on social media that are influenceable. And so Tony Robbins, who I deem as someone of high character, does the right thing, yada, yada. I got sent this message from 3 different friends. And they were like, dude, just post a message like this. This is awesome. And I'm like, all right, let me dig in here.
All right, so, what is this one?
So here we go. So I'll lay the numbers out. So essentially, I did this just recently, so I remember what they were. So it is Tony Robbins acting as a father telling his son that if you take $300 per month for 8 years and set it aside and invest it, and that's all you do. So $300 over an 8-year period of time equals $28,800. Okay. So when you start and then you stop work, you stop after 8 years, and that's the only invested capital you will ever have. You will be financially set in retirement. You will have $1.8 million. And so I'm like, wow, that's really high. Those numbers sound awesome. And he says it right in his argument. He says the market's averaged 10% since 1926. Let's look at 8% and play it conservatively. So I'm like, one, that's you know my thoughts on that. Like that frustrates me when people act like it's a guaranteed return of 8 to 10% in the market is just absurd. But when you run these numbers that he gives you, I ran them this way. I said, let's make it easy because on the video, I couldn't show it the other way. So I said, let's say at 18 years old, someone starts out with $28,800. So they don't have to work up to it over an 8-year period of time. We're going to give it to them right out of the gates and say they start working at 18.
Okay.
So they have $28,000, $28,800.
Okay.
And you compound it 47 years.
Okay.
Which takes them to 65 years old, the age of retirement. And you compound it at the 8% return that he gives you. Again, in his example, it's $1.8 million. It's $1.2 million. Oh. The numbers are what they are. It's just complete and utter fallacy. And that's front end loading the $28,800.
Yeah.
So on the and not saying that they have to accumulate it over an 8-year period of time. So the numbers are actually significantly smaller than $1.2 million. So you're exaggerating to the tune of between $500,000 and $1 million. And you are this credible source that people look to.
So obviously the number gets to 1.8. Did you back into it? Like, so 47 years isn't the magic number. Is the magic 52 years? Is it 54 years?
I was so frustrated, so pissed off that I was like, again, this is assuming that someone at 18 years old has the money all up front and works 47 years to 65 years old at retirement. What age should we assume people are retiring at? 85, which is how these numbers would actually wind up working out. Like that's absurd.
Yeah. So this is, I've loved, well, first off, I love the fact that this pisses you off. Because that just shows you the character. Because some people would take that message and run with it and just repeat it. Hey, Tony Robbins said.
Right.
And folks, this is all math, right? The one wrinkle in all of this is in the story. Again, I haven't seen the video yet because I knew I was going to.
The delivery is phenomenal. Oh, he's so. I mean, his delivery is phenomenal.
Yeah. So the key is it's his son.
Yeah.
And because it's his son, he could be talking to a 3-year-old. It could be. I mean, again, all you got to do is
Right.
you got to add another 12 years and you get there, right?
Right,
So,
right.
Or you extend it the other way. You're going to,
It's-
your generation retires at 75, not 65, right? Because you'll eventually get to 1.8. But yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly right. And so this is like a whole, again, like that one really pissed me off because it's Tony Robbins, and I deem him as a character of, of high character, and someone that tries to do the right thing, has people improve their lives. And I think that genuinely that's true. But this was coming from this is a viral video. This was sent to me from 3 different people. Like, I don't get a million videos.
No.
But the thing that pisses me off is not just this. If you go around on social media, you will see countless number of videos that say, if you save $100 a month, you will have XYZ dollars at 65 years old or at 70 years old, whatever it is. The thing that pisses me off, one, is a lot of times they don't even tell you the rate they're compounding at. And 2, what is the market a guarantee machine these days?
Yeah.
Where if you put money in the market, it's guaranteed to compound at the historical rate that it always has. And you're also guaranteed to have your money there 30 years from now, because you can dictate what your life is going to look like between now and then, and never have to sell out and realize any sort of gains and buy a house or do what. It's lunacy.
Yeah. So I think I'm right there with you. I mean, there's so many, a lot of people that talk about this. Hey, first and foremost, the earlier you invest, the better it is. I think everybody can agree with that. Thumbs up.
No doubt. And in the video, by the way, I make it very clear. We are not disagreeing. The message here is on track that earlier is better. Got it.
Early is better. We totally agree with that. But the thing that always annoys me is this promise of 65. I forget who did it. I think it was Fortune. It might've been Forbes, like 5 or 6 years ago. They regressed. They did it backwards. And they actually said, I think it was like 18% of the people that were going to do this would be dead before they were 65. It's like, well, guess that didn't work out, right? Another 40% will be divorced.
From the grave.
Yeah, you'll be divorced, and you have to divide it in half, right? And life has a funny way of getting in front of you, and one of your kids will need this, or your family will need that. Life happens.
This? So like the other thing is, okay, we're assuming in this example, an 8% return. He says that's conservative. Well, look at this. At the beginning of this year, right? Just scratch your head, right? At the beginning of this year, Vanguard puts out its capital market assumptions. And Vanguard is the case in point of everyone on the internet is talking about Vanguard index funds. Vanguard. Vanguard put out its capital market assumptions at the beginning of this year. It projected from 2022 moving forward, a 10-year period of time, the market to return, large cap stocks to return 3.3%. 3.3%.
I read that.
So it's like, just because what happened in the past, we're in a new world. At the beginning of this year, the past 10 years, the S&P 500 averaged a 16.5% return. That's outside the norm on the high end. Reversion to the mean. This is all statistics.
It all
says
happens.
that we are going to have to come in at some point under that to bring things back towards normalcy. So you poked the beast here. I just get frustrated when I see this nonsense. You see the constituents are saying use Vanguard, and I'm like, okay, well, let's look at what Vanguard's saying. 3.3%.
Yeah. So I wonder what let's just say 3%. I like round numbers. Compounded at 28 grand is for 47 years.
Give me 2 seconds.
I'm going to guess it's just a wild ass guess. 380 grand.
Okay. So 47 years. Interest rate is 3.3. Future value, $132,000.
Oh, it's not even close. So like, are you saying the 8% versus 3 kind of makes a difference? Is that what you're saying?
And run it out to 10, and the number probably doubles from the 8% number. Like that's how compounding interest works.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. Well, this has been a lot of fun, folks. You got to follow Life Goal Investments on Instagram. Anywhere else we want to send them?
No, we're everywhere. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're all over the place. But Instagram is the place that we try to focus on. So
yeah, daily stuff. It's there, and I just love to see him get hot, folks. You want to see him get hot? We're going to talk about Kathy Wood in video number 2. This ought to be good.
Here we go.
Here we go.